Hi, welcome back to Poorly Explained. It's been a while. I've been sitting on this one for like 3 weeks now. I worked really hard to finish it up, and then I wasn't feeling great that weekend. So it's like, well. Anyway, this is Ultraman Ginga. Yeah, and Ultraman Ginga S. So
Okay.
yeah, it starts off with this guy. His name's Hikaru. He returns home to save his childhood friend from a runaway stroller, leading Taro to believe that he's the chosen one. Taro convinces Hikaru to steal the sacred Ginga icon and explains that all the Ultramen and monsters are now toys. Hikaru accidentally scans the Black King amiibo, transforming him into Black King. The relic pops out a Ginga amiibo, and he gets to become Ultraman Ginga.
Wait, who turned into Black King?
Hikaru.
Isn't that who? Wait, then who became Ginga, or did he also become Ginga?
He also becomes Ginga.
That's weird.
So the first season, like at least half the episodes start with him turning into a monster, mostly from the last episode, realizing that monster actually sucks, and then turning into Ultraman.
What? And he just keeps doing this.
He just keeps doing it.
This feels like the inverse of like a Shin Megami Tensei game, where for some reason you're the most powerful part of your party, and you're like, wow, these demons, they suck.
Yeah, it's like getting into the late game with some Jack Frosts and some Pyro Jacks and Fairy.
It's like getting into the late game, and that's what's there. Because that's what you would get. That's what you would capture. And you're just like, what? Why? Except that it's like that the whole way through.
Yeah, it goes Fairy, Jack Frost, Satan. Those the evolutions of the demon. Anyway. So Hikaru moves into he moves into the local school. He sets up a tent and everything in one of the classrooms.
What?
So the school's closing,
Okay.
and his grandfather runs a shrine out of the like the music room, because when all the Ultraman amiibos showed up in this world, they burned down the Ginga shrine.
Oh.
So which is just over yonder from the school. So Granddad moves into the school, and then Hikaru moves into the school. And he just starts pitching tents everywhere, and it's really dumb. Anyway, Misuzu, Hikaru's trouble-bound friend, is chased by a biker, and later again by the biker turned into an alien. Ginga throws him into space, and a new student from the high school that's not related to the school they're in, he seems to be aware of Hikaru's ultra business.
Okay.
Like, he shows up and he strokes his chin, he's just like, that guy, and then that's it.
Okay.
An arsonist tries to uses the power of Horny to attempt to burn down the school. In the confusion, the new student, Tomoya, kidnaps the Taro amiibo and holds him captive in the John Killer.
What?
The John Killer. You probably don't remember it, but he was one of the Ultraman Zero Ultra Force whatevers. He was a robot. He was cloned to kill not robots. He looked a lot like Jean Bot. I do not know why he is here. He has nothing to do with the previous Jean Killer.
Okay.
In a fit of jealous rage, one of Hikaru's friends turns into a fish monster. Ginga uses his Ginga comfort move to turn her back. Jean Killer arrives to ensure there's actually a fight in this episode.
So what, does he hug the fish?
No, he like glows green, and then just like throws his green onto.
Green is not the comfort color I would think of, but whatever.
Tomoya tries to start some infighting in Hikari's friend group, which is promptly shut down. Tomoya fights Ginga in the John Killer, but saves Hikaru after the transformation ends. Tiga Dark shows up and starts blasting. And this is also not like Dark Tiga from the Tiga show. This is Tiga, but
yeah, because I was about to say, I'm like, I remember one Ultraman having a dark evil form, but okay.
Yeah, no, this is just Tiga, but he's being used by the big bad. His Tiga amiibo is being used, so, he's evil this time. For reasons.
I can't even remember who Tiga is anymore.
He's, the first one after, like, the 15-year absence of Ultraman. He's the blue one. I don't remember anything he did, honestly.
Alright.
I think he went to space or something.
I mean, that's most of them, but that's fine.
So after narrowly escaping Tiga Dark, Hikaru and friends try to convince Tomoya dreams are cool. He disagrees since he doesn't have one, and Hikaru tells him to make his dream defeating Ginga. John Killer and Ginga fight until Tiga Dark shows up and starts blasting.
Okay, wait, hang on. What? Who convinced the villain to make his dream defeating Ginga?
Hikaru. Ginga himself. See, Tomoya's like, dreams are lame because I don't have any. Also, I don't need to have them. I can just do whatever. If I want to do a thing, I'll just do it. Like, I don't have to even try. Therefore, dreams are lame. And he's just like, well, you'll have to try to kill Ginga. Therefore, that's your dream. He's just like, fine, fuck it, whatever.
And who the fuck is in the Dark Tiga?
Nobody. There's nobody in the Dark Tiga.
But I thought all the Ultramen were toys.
There might be somebody in the Dark Tiga. I can't remember. I don't think there was anybody in the Dark Tiga. It might have just been Dark Energy from the big bad.
Okay.
Anyway, the Jean Killer is rebranded to Jean 9 and helps save the day. Much like his other counterpart from the Zero Task Force. Which makes even less sense in this context, since there's not 8 other members of this task force.
I don't even remember what you're talking about.
From the Ultraman Zero spin-off sideshow.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, you see Ultraman Zero, he makes friends with like a space pirate and the Mirror Knight and a spaceship and then like 3 other people. Trading cards may have been among them. Yeah, trading cards and his two Pokemon.
Did it involve the Giga Battlenizer?
No, it did not.
I don't fucking remember, dude.
I think it might have involved Belial, but he might have just been there. No, John Killer showed up for the Beat Star. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I gotta go back and rewatch all this shit.
So the gang splits up to find Amiibo on the mountain. The final boss of Nexus arrives and then gets exploded.
Okay.
Don't worry if you don't remember the final boss of Nexus. He was there for like 4 seconds.
Okay.
He was supposed to have this whole build up, and then it's just like, no, it was me the whole time. And then he explodes in that series too. So the school is placed in a pocket dimension, and Ginga has to protect his championship in a boxing match. The police now know Ginga's identity.
What championship? Why? What? What?
They get into a literal boxing match.
Okay, but what championship? At no point during the past.
Ginga hasn't lost a fight yet.
That's not a championship.
He has a belt and everything, I'm pretty sure.
That never came up.
Don't worry about it. It won't come up again. But I think at the end of the fight, he holds up an actual belt or something. It's really stupid.
I think you sent that.
My favorite part is the guy is like... So, all the monsters at this point are being used by people who are being used by the big bad. Like, he's going out and being like, oh, you seem pretty petty. Here's some dark energy and an amiibo.
Here's a Dinozenon toy.
Essentially, yes. So, this one is an actual boxer, and he uses his monster to create clones of himself, of the monster. And Ginga's like, that's really stupid, watch this. And he snaps his finger and he just makes like 1,000 of himself. He's like, I can do that better. And it's a really good episode, actually. Just for the fight. The people plot is kind of stupid.
Okay.
So while trapped in the school's pocket dimension, Hikaru's amiibo scanner is stolen. When the monster of the week shows up, Misuzu gets her own scanner to fight.
Who is that?
His trouble-bound friend who got attacked by a stroller.
Yeah, I never commented on that. Like, was the stroller filled with explosives, or...
No, she was trying to stop it to save this old lady's baby who happened to be a dog. And then I think it started rolling away again, and she fell in it. And then she was rolling with the stroller.
That's a really big stroller. Alright.
But yeah, she gets her own scanner to scan her own amiibos, so she can become monsters now. The rest of the group finds and returns Hikaru's scanner. Ultraman Dark shows up and starts blasting.
Just straight up Ultraman Dark.
Ultraman 66, but with a black color scheme, yes.
Is this gonna get explained? We have Tiga Dark, and now classic Ultraman Dark.
So I didn't write it down, but at this point, Tiga Dark has been taken out. Now Hikaru has the Tiga amiibo.
Okay.
So he can just use regular Tiga.
Okay, but
Ultraman Dark will be sort of explained. Maybe I have notes on it, maybe I don't. I do remember who's piloting him.
Okay, but that implies that someone was piloting Tiga Dark, but you claim that there was nobody piloting Tiga Dark.
If there was somebody, they weren't memorable.
Are we sure it wasn't the friend?
It wasn't the friend. I don't think any of the friends pilot monsters, except for the one who gets who wants to be an idol, and she doesn't get to be an idol in the episode because Misuzu is being the idol.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this is a low budget Ultraman. You can tell. It's real good. So, after Ultraman Dark and 7 Dark, by the way, Ultra 7 Dark is a thing now, piloted by the same guy.
Alright, I mean, given the circumstances, like, I can't call bullshit on it, because it's like, there's a completely reasonable explanation, but I think we need to know what the primary weapon of 7 Dark is.
I'm pretty sure he throws a boomerang. Yes. It's something I think about every once in a while, but Ultra 7 does have a boomerang. Like, it's one of his main weapons. So it's really funny that
he just beats the shit out of
Leo with the boomerang. Yeah, no, it's real good.
Multiple, wasn't it?
All the boomerangs in Japan.
It was a skill that he had. I don't know what he was getting out of, like, because Leo was bleeding. Anyway,
so after using his powers of Ultraman Dark and 7 Dark to beat up Ginga, Misuzu and friends had to pilot a monster. I don't know if you remember the Street Fighting Space Champion. He had 3 heads. It was from, like, Max or something. It was a long time ago. I would not fault you for not remembering this idiot.
I think I'm mixing him up with the Swordmaster, so no.
Anyway, she has they have to pilot that thing, and they do it comically bad. Because when they show them piloting the monsters or the Ultramen, it's kind of reminiscent of G Gundam, where they're in the little room, and everything they do in the room is what translates to how they fight.
Okay.
So there's 3 of them in there, and they're just all clumped together, and they're just bad. Hikaru returns to the fight only to encounter Ultraman Dark being piloted by Misuzu's dad.
Well, is there any context for this?
Like,
is there any foreshadowing at all that would have led anyone? Because you haven't talked about.
I think he shows up for a few scenes to be like, oh man, I can't believe we're also trapped in the school. I'm trying to sell the school to the local real estate agency or something. We're gonna demolish it and make a resort.
Okay, but
I don't remember how he got possessed. I think he had a thought of like, man, I'm the coolest or something, and the dark guy, the big bad's like, whatever, that's petty enough. Anyway, let's see, where was I? Misuzu gets mind controlled by the current big boss's underling. He's got like 6 of these. They show up and then they die, and then he's just like, well, new one. New amiibo, you go out there and you give out more of these stupid things, whatever. Misuzu returns with the Dragon Mech, which requires all of the side characters to get their own amiibo scanners to buy enough time for Hikaru to come back to the fight and enter her mind to bring her back. But not before she assaults him with mind balls. And when I say mind balls, I mean they show up. So in her mind, they're on the the playground of the school, and she just starts pelting him with like baseballs and footballs and a blown up dolphin.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's got to convince her like, hey, no, I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing this for everybody and whatnot. Dreams are cool. And they get back together. Also, the big bad is exorcised from the principal.
The principal?
Yeah, the principal.
When did he enter? When did they enter the picture?
Oh, she shows up every once in a while. She was like, yeah, no, I'm letting your granddad stay here because the shrine's fucked up and all that.
Yeah, but she's the principal of a defunct school. I don't think she probably doesn't have a job anymore.
She's using the granddad staying there as an excuse to show up to school.
That doesn't. Whatever.
Don't worry about it. It's despite being possessed, she's kind of like a minor character.
Okay.
So the school is returned from the pocket dimension, and several graduates come by to congratulate the gang's return. However, the big bad Dark Lugiel was not defeated and uses all the negative emotions to resurrect. He destroys the school, and Taro uses the power of hope to become large again. Taro revives Ginga and then explodes. Ginga fights Lugiel on the moon and pieces are stored. Ginga then leaves for space.
Did you say Taro exploded?
Yes.
Okay.
Taro is the guy who explodes. He's the Ultra Dynamite.
Oh.
That's kind of his bag. He's the most experienced in exploding.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on to Ginga S. This takes place 2 years after the events of Ginga. And this time there's an attack team called Up G. Now you might be wondering, what's Up G? To which
That's on the level of what's up, dog.
Yeah, no, I was going for something there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It was. I was hoping you would say "What's up, G." I knew you weren't going to.
Well, because you said "What's up, G," and I'm like, you gotta know.
I said it because I knew you weren't going to say "What's up, G." Anyway, they're the Ultra Party Guardians.
What does the party part mean?
It means there's 4 of them. They're
Party does not mean 4.
They're almost a full RPG party.
No, a full RPG party is however many characters they decide is the party.
Yeah, and it's usually 4.
I can think of several games where it's 3.
Yeah, but like Final Fantasy, the big one. That one's got 4, except when it doesn't.
I mean, sometimes, but yes, usually it's 4, unless you just don't have enough characters.
Yeah, and then they're gonna add some people, and we're gonna get to 6, just like Pokemon, the other big one. Anyway, an alien in a jar and his android begins stealing Victorium from Hollow Earth, prompting a new guy named Sho to travel to the surface. He's a Victorian?
What does that mean?
That means he's a Victorian. He hails from the Victorian people. From the Hollow Earth.
Is the Hollow Earth the hollow of the Earth?
Yes.
Okay.
They are inside the Earth with all the Victorian crystals.
Got it, mole people.
Yeah.
They're gonna summon Gigan. Wait.
No, they'll call for assistance from Gigan. They will summon the Megalon.
That was who I meant.
Anyway, so Hikaru steals an Up-G car to distract the monster. Sho becomes Ultraman Victory to fight EX Red King, and Ginga returns his power to Hikaru. Now, despite being named Ultraman Victory, he has a really, really bad track record of winning. He doesn't even win this fight. I don't know why they called him Victory. Anyway, Ginga and Victory fight because words are for chumps. Afterwards, Hikaru is recruited to the Ultra Party. Hikaru saved Sho a few times during a battle with King.
Okay.
Probably don't remember King. He's...
I didn't know that was a thing.
I've brought him up several times. He's from multiple series. He was a mascot in one of them. He gets shoved into a generator, I think. Because they're like, no, the base, it's out of power. Shove the baby in there.
You'd think I'd remember that, but no. Like, it's like barely scratching at the surface of maybe a memory of shoving a baby into the generator, but like, Ella King doesn't remind me of anything.
Fair enough. Anyway, Jar Alien sends a bunch of robots to kill the Ultramen. Unfortunately, Taro returns and becomes the Ultra Roulette Bracelet, allowing Ginga to become Gingastrium and use the original 6 Ultramen's power. Sho's friend risks his life for Victory Pop-Tarts.
What?
The Victory Pop-Tarts?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're Pop-Tarts with a big-ass fucking V on them.
Uh-huh.
And...
Do people eat them?
Yes, the people eat them.
What does that accomplish?
They have now eaten a Pop-Tart.
Alright, cool. Also, Stream is bad.
Yeah, no, that's yes.
That's bad. That's like it.
But yeah, no. So this fucking Ultra Roulette Bracelet, this replaces his need to turn into the monsters before turning into Ginga. He stops doing that.
Was that like a requirement?
Not particularly. It's just something he always did in the first season. It was kind of like Power Rangers where they can't, what am I thinking here? They can't escalate the situation, or they're not supposed to. Basically, Ginga was the equivalent of a Megazord, while the monster he took over was the equivalent of, fighting them.
Yeah, but like the way you're saying that makes it sound like it was a rule in Power Rangers that they weren't supposed to immediately jump to the Megazord. I just always figured it was...
I thought that was a rule. It might not be a rule, but...
I mean, I don't remember it being a rule, but then again, like, the only Power Rangers I've watched in depth was Lost Galaxy, so... And that didn't have a rule.
Maybe it was Super Sentai that had that.
Because that would make a lot more sense, but at the same time, it's like... It does seem silly to summon the Megazord just to step on some people.
I mean, it would save so much time.
Yeah.
We could cut that runtime from 24 minutes down to maybe 12.
Yeah, but then you don't get to pay all the cool martial arts actors.
We can cut that budget down from whatever to like half of that. It's fine.
I don't know. I think the fighting is like the only thing that makes... The Megazord fights are never worth it. They always suck. They're always trash.
No, they're real good. Anyway, Sho has to learn the power of friendship so he can stop being Ultraman defeat. You see, so he gets to use all the monster amiibos now.
Oh, good.
And instead of becoming the monster, he just changed... He's got a Mega Buster, essentially. So, like, when he scans the Red King amiibo, his arm turns into one of Red King's arms. Like, one of his big, thick arms, so he can punch really hard. And with Ella King, it turns into his tail, so now he has a whip that he can electrify things with. And they're all fairly useless. But, like, in the episode, he's just like, I'm not going to rely on their power, they're bad. And then he gets his ass kicked. And then he finally goes, okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'll use your power again. And then he gets his ass kicked. And then he gets a gun.
Okay.
So, Yapul returns. Again.
Who?
Yapul?
Who?
He was the big bad for the first half of Ace. And then he returned in like 6 other shows.
Dude. I don't fucking remember.
I can't believe you don't remember Yapul. My phone remembers Yapul.
That's funny, but like...
I type Y into it, it's just like, you want Yapul, don't you? Anyway, he returns and tries to put Ginga and Victory in the Yapul dimension. Unfortunately, his host... So he takes over one of the Up G guys. And he tries to use him to... I don't know what he was trying to do at this point. Anyway, the guy resists him for long enough for Ginga to blow him up. Sho has to quell an ancient rivalry between Victorian clans, and luckily Hikaru has enough Victory Pop-Tarts for everyone. You see, there was this other clan of Victorians.
Oh.
And I don't remember what happened. I think they got sucked into space or something. And then everyone just forgot about them, and they were really mad.
Oh, okay, that's the inciting incident. Okay, why did Pop-Tarts save the day? Also, does the guy make the Victory Pop-Tarts?
No, he buys them from the store.
Is that why he's named Victory?
No, he's named Victory because he's Victorian.
Oh. Oh my god.
The Victory Pop-Tarts come from the surface world too, by the way. They don't come from...
That's even dumber, but at the same time, I feel like Victory obviously means something very different on the surface than I think the victory that Ultraman... Wait, why isn't Ultraman coming from the center of the Earth? They're not from the Earth!
Well, you see... Shut up. They don't answer that one.
Oh my god.
You see, Ginga's from the future, apparently. But they also don't really say anything about it, because Taro just shows up, he's like, I don't recognize you. And then he goes, oh, you're from the future. Okay, whatever. What are you doing back here? Shut up. That's the conversation they have. Great. So, Up G has to stop Jar Alien from draining all the Victorium from the Victorian Guardian monster, and also defuse a Rubik's Cube. So Jar Alien becomes 5 King after doing a fusion dance with some amiibo he had lying around.
Okay.
Yeah, he He just had some amiibos on the floor, and he's just like, what if I summon them all at once? And then I get in the middle of them for 6 monsters called 5 Kings.
The best part about it is it's even more absurd than that because there's 7 entities involved. God damn it. Oh, that's dumb. That's on the same level of dumb as fuck. What was it? There was one where they named a guy after the number of people. Like there was a team.
Are you talking about the Battleship 5 quartet from Bobo, where there was like 6 of them?
No, there was an Ultraman group where.
Oh, the Ultra 7 thing.
Yeah, where it's like he's number 7 before we had 6 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just knew he'd be number 7.
Convenient, I know.
It's like we wrote the script before we named it. Oh god.
So five King gives Victorian people a choice between Dawn of Death, or Death at Dawn, or Death at Dawn. Unfortunately, UpG doesn't like either option, so they come up with a plan to recharge the Ultramen. 5 King is not a fan of that, so he orders his android to detonate and moves Death at Dawn to Death at Now. The Ultramen return and win by counterpicking 5 King's monsters. So he uses his Ultraman roulette to pick better Ultramen. So he can use their different beams and shit, and their beams are apparently different enough to affect the monsters in good or bad ways.
I thought he was like a pure, like, amalgamated fusion. Referring to 5 King.
I mean, he kind of is. Well, he's got, like, one monster's arm, another monster's leg, and he's more like a Voltron.
Oh.
And
this makes like.
Do you remember the Ganon fight from Hyrule Warriors, where each move you counter with a weapon?
Oh, it's been way too long.
Like when he starts shooting with his horns, you throw the boomerang at him and whatnot, break his horns and stop him from doing it. It's that.
Okay.
Honestly,
the way, depending on what monsters they used, I get the feeling that 5 King looks like shit.
I mean, most composite monsters do look like shit. He looks better than Jumbo King.
I don't.
Jumbo King had Kaura. I don't remember who else was involved, but Kaura was.
Fucking, like, Kaura is like the... how do I describe it? Kaura is what I thought Pagila was when I thought his name was Pangila. Like penguin. Yeah. Penguila or whatever. Where it's like, yeah, Kaura.
Except Kaura is a cow.
Yeah, well that's the thing.
The bursting rage of 6 billion cows.
I think it's only like... I thought it was 100 million.
I honestly don't remember. I thought it was like 6 billion. But...
Dude, I don't... The reason I even remember Kaura anymore is because I brought it up as a joke during Rad. Because they kept talking about how beefy one of the robots was, and I was like, oh no, Mecha Kaura. And then we started talking about how thick it was, and we're like, how many C's? And then I'm like, is that C for centimeter or C for cows?
Yeah, it was only 6 million, I'm sorry.
6 million.
Overshot that one a little bit.
That's fine. Regardless.
So, after failing to detonate, the android decides to be reclaimed by the Earth until Mizuzu comes around and renames her mana, giving her a reason to live.
What?
So, the android was supposed to detonate and blow up the UpG base.
Uh-huh.
And they stopped her.
Okay.
And for some reason, she's just out in the field now. just laying there like, yep, whatever. Okay, Earth, reclaim me. Cover me in the dirt. and then Misuzu comes around and is like, hey, anyway, you should not die. Anyway, your name's Mana now, bye.
Oh, I thought you were saying that she renamed her, like that the robot had magic and that she just came over and just went, it's not evil anymore. And it's like, and it just suddenly made the robot want to live now. And I'm like, what? It's, I mean, this is pretty dumb, but the idea I had in my head was even dumber. Because magic robots is stupid. But anyway.
So, yeah, no, she basically just goes, yeah, I'm going to protect you this time from the Jar aliens' friends, so whatever, anyway, bye. And then she just leaves. And then, now for most of the series, she's just going to be off in the background watching. It's really good, actually. Yeah. Anyway, Victory gets poisoned and requires the healing power of the Victorian Guardian. His name's Shepardon. I didn't write that down. But,
okay.
Victory goes back for round 2, but is easily defeated until Shepardon becomes a sword form.
What? Why did he become a sword?
Because I think Shepardon dies, and then he becomes an amiibo. Which he can then scan.
But I thought Shepardon's just a Victorian.
No, he's a big crystal monster. He's a guardian deity.
Okay.
I probably should have brought that up the first time I even referenced him. Whatever.
Cool.
So an average businessman is turned into a monster, but he only has small energy, so he remains people-size. He teaches a kid how to ride a bike.
What the fuck is this episode?
So one of Jar Alien's subordinates is like, I'm gonna go find you a guy who's got big mad energy.
Okay, alright.
And he finds this business guy who's pretty average and everything. And he's just like, you seem pretty big mad. And then he gets turned into a giant eyeball monster. Except not a giant monster, because he's got small mad energy.
Can't believe you fucked it up.
Yeah.
And then okay, so this is related to the plot, but then it veers off into why does the not giant eyeball monster teach the child to ride a bike?
Because the kid didn't run away from him when he turned into a monster, and he's like, well, you suck ass at riding a bike, so I guess I'll show you how to ride a bike. I'll be your father figure.
Thank you, giant eyeball. I'm sorry. Thank you, human-sized eyeball monster. You're the dad I always needed.
Yeah, and then the alien comes back at like the end of the episode and starts like slapping the child, and then Eyeball Man gets really mad. And then he becomes a giant monster. And then Ginga shows up and like finger flicks the alien. Because he's not a giant alien. He's tiny alien.
Okay.
And then the day was saved.
What happened to the guy?
He became not an eyeball monster.
Okay.
And then he gained some self-confidence, I guess.
Alright.
So the aliens want to stop Hikaru's idol friend, her concert, for reasons. Unfortunately, there's another alien who's also her biggest fan.
Is it from the same group of aliens?
No.
Okay, that's...
I mean, he was working with... So his initial plan was to somehow use the idol's power to destroy humanity. So he drugged all the people in the fucking show. But her power of goodness was too much, and he was overwhelmed, and then he became the biggest fan. This is actually a pretty good episode. Because, yeah, no...
There's just something weird about idols being, like, quasi-superheroes.
Yeah.
Like, it... I don't even know if I need to get into it, or if it even matters, but, like...
Probably not. I mean,
like, considering the way the idol industry works, I feel like it's kind of gross, but at the same time, I also feel like it's sort of reinforcing the behaviors of certain people that really need to calm the fuck down.
Just a little. Just a little.
Just. Like, the fact that there's a fucking, oh god, what was it? There was some game or something where, or it was an anime, where a guy had a terrible, oh god, it was from Spy X Family. Where the guy, there's like a terrible secret that could tear the two opposing countries apart with this guy, but it turns out the secret was actually a bunch of idol shit that the guy buried because his wife was sick and tired of it.
Yeah, they had to steal the painting.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, okay. I had to dig for that memory.
Oh no, I had to dig for it too, but like that's a special one. Anyway.
So the Up-G commander arrives and bans the rest of the Up-G crew from the base so he can fire the big gun. See, the big gun is powered by Victorium, and nobody else wants him to fire that because, you know... So Victorium is very important to the Earth.
Okay.
It keeps the Earth's regularity in check. Or some shit like that.
Okay.
Which is why Jar Alien is stealing it so he can do a thing. And, yeah, everybody's kind of just like, hey, don't fire the gun. That's bad. Humans should not have that power. And he's like, no, I'm firing the gun. I'm gonna do it.
Mm.
So, Sho gets detained by the Up-G for trying to stop the commander from using the big gun again. He loses his most powerful amiibo, which can supercharge the gun. Lugiel is revived and combines with the big gun. I don't know how he did it. I think he just fell into the base and now the gun is strapped to his back. The whole base is strapped to his back.
Okay.
Ginga and Victory get slapped around by Lugiel. Mana gets sent to the Victorium core and proceeds to give it to Lugiel in some sort of betrayal attempt.
Okay.
Lugiel continues to slap Ginga and Victory around. Mana plans a combined attack around sacrificing herself to cause Lugiel to malfunction. The Victorians lend their crystals to revive the Ultraman. Lugiel is defeated by the power of friendship. Mana made a backup copy of herself in a crystal and didn't tell anybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so here's Ginga S, the movie, Showdown, the 10 Ultra Warriors. Rolls right off the tongue, I know. So, for long-time listener, me, this was one of the first Ultramen I watched. I don't remember if I watched this before Orb or if this was the first thing. If somebody remembers any of the Corncast podcast that we did a long time ago, I remember bringing this up because I watched it with the subtitles, and one of the subtitles was like "Victory Screeches." Anyway, so an alien convinces a princess that Ginga destroyed her homeworld, So she starts capturing Ultramen, including Tiga, Dyna, Gaia, Nexus, Max, Mebius, and Cosmos. Now, Nexus being here is the funniest one to me. Because he's off in his own separate reality from, like, these other guys. And he just gets rolled into this because, like, fuck you, Nexus.
I know Cosmos is important, but I don't remember what he's from.
Cosmos is from Cosmos, the fucking, like, 66 episode fucking show.
Did that one have the Giga Battleizer?
No.
God fucking damn it.
Mebius was the one who started with the... Mebius and Zero were the Giga Battleizer saga.
Was Mebius the one where it just existed, but, like, we didn't really talk about it?
Yeah, it shows up in the Ghost Rebirth.
Okay.
And it's just like, yeah, and then he finds the Giga Battleizer, and it gets stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I still... And isn't the Giga Battleizer basically the equivalent of one of these fucking...
amiibo scanner things?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Like
It's not quite, because it stores the monster's data in it, so you can access the monster. You don't become the monster, you throw the monster out. That's what the Battleizer is.
It's a PC. It's not a.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you.
As opposed to the Toys of Life thing that these scanners are closer to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So to prepare for the big showdown, Zero shows up and he forces Hikaru and Sho to wear the best friend shirt. You know, the shirt where like it's like 3 times larger than the 2 people in it.
Are you talking about that shit that Actually, no, that's not what I'm thinking of. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's like a... It's something that... Let's see...
Because I know there's the one thing where, like, you put... Like, one person is the arms, the other person is the head, and then you try and feed them, and then someone did it with a dog.
It's not quite that. The first time I saw it, it's like when you got two kids who are fighting. So in order to make them get along, you put them in one oversized T-shirt. I'm not finding any images.
Yeah, that's not a thing that I've ever seen or heard of.
Okay, well. Anyway, Zero just handcuffs them together. It's just like, you two don't work well enough together yet. So you need to wear these handcuffs, and I'm going to make you climb a mountain. You must think as one.
Was Zero trained by Leo?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, no, this
Starts throwing rocks at him too. They're rocks from his perspective. They're boulders.
Oh god, the saga continues.
So the Ultramen are freed, and instead of a 10-on-1 beatdown, they separate to fight villains from their respective shows, with the exception of Tiga, Dyna, and Gaia, who get to fight Five King. But Five King might have been made up of monsters from their shows. I don't know. And then in Cosmos, who helps Ginga Victory fight the big bad. Yes, they are called Ginga Victory when they fuse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they fuse for some... I don't fucking know. It's stupid.
I feel like it should have been reversed, but at the same time, that also that would seemingly put the emphasis on victory, and we all know that that's a mistake.
Anyway, putting the emphasis on victory, the special Ultra Fight Victory. So, Yapul, he's back. Again. Fucker doesn't die. You can just reconstitute himself. I hate it. Actually, I like him. He's a cool guy. Anyway, he returns to steal the Victorium Core to release the Space Emperor, Judah Spectra. Not to be confused with the other Space Emperor, Alien Empera. who did show up in the fucking last movie.
Okay.
Because, Mebius had to fight him for his, respective villain. Yeah, unfortunately for him, the Anti-Space Emperor task force of Ace, Leo, Astra, and Hikari are there.
The what?
The Anti-Space Emperor task force.
Okay, you said Ace?
Ace, Leo, Astra, and Hikari.
Who the fuck is Astra?
Leo's brother. He shows up for 3 episodes. Also, he gets stuck in like a crystal or something, so some guy can dress up as him and steal the Ultra Key.
Okay.
And then Hikari is the blue Ultraman from Mebius.
Oh, I thought Hikari was the name of the guy who was...
No, that's Hikaru.
Alright, whatever.
Yeah, so Hikari gives Victory a flute that doubles as a knife to transform him into Ultraman Victory Knight.
Or the Green Ranger.
That too. So they do team up to become Ultraman Ginga Victory again. And they get bitch slapped out of that.
Alright.
So,
is that just so Victory can't get a win?
No, that's so Victory can get a win by himself.
Oh, wow.
Because Ace, Leo, and Astra all have to fight the big monster that Judah Spectra summoned. While Victory Knight gets to go fight Judah Spectra and dual wield. He gets to dual wield his fucking crystal sword and the flute sword. And then, yeah, the day was saved. They brought back the Victory Core. Yeah. Anyway, the show was okay. Like, I thought Ginga the first season was pretty good. Mostly because it broke away from a lot of the things that most Ultramen do, like having an attack team.
Yeah.
And then they brought the attack team back, and they didn't have them do anything.
Yeah, I noticed.
The most they do is get possessed. And I guess one of them gets to fire the big gun, because she's a marksman, and that's what the commander wanted. He's like, everyone's banned, but not you. You get to fire the big gun. Oh, you don't want to fire the big gun? Banned. But, yeah, and then Ginga S was kind of like, oh, we're just going back to everything we've done before. Except you can tell it's on a budget. But luckily it's only 16 episodes. And a movie. And a special. Anyway, Ultraman X, not related to 7X. That'll be coming up.